Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fun time at Forest Green since the last episode. We've not lost a game, we haven't conceded in the last 6, and we're chasing the automatic promotion spots. Let's go have a look at how we've been doing. Hello and welcome back to my Zero to Hero series where we are playing with Forest Green Rovers. This is part 4, and since the last episode we have been in some lovely form here at FRG. So as you can see, since you were last with me where we had that match against Rochdale, losing 2-0 and looking like it might be a difficult season, we have been on a lovely run of form. In fact, we haven't lost a game and we haven't really changed a lot other than making a couple of tactical changes just to make us a little bit more solid. Since then, as I mentioned, no losses at all, and more importantly than that, we haven't conceded a goal in our last 6 matches. All of that puts us up to 5th place in the league. 1 point up behind Cambridge in 3rd in that first automatic promotion spot. We're only 4 points off of Swindon, who are at the top. I don't like Swindon. If you hear me say Swindon, I will do that every single time. There's a reason I don't like it. I'm sure at some point we'll play them and I'll explain that. But until then, if you are a Swindon fan, I apologise for your poor life choices. Some of these obviously have been in League 2. We have also, as you can see, played against Gillingham in the EFL Trophy Southern Section Group H. That is a little bit of a mouthful, but it does mean we are going to be through to the next round of the Papa John's Trophy. We are playing Crystal Palace under 21s in that one, with hopefully some view to actually progressing because it is the under 21s team. We beat Spurs under 21s team 2-0. It is entirely possible. We've also got Chester coming up in the FA Cup. That's not going to be in today's episode. We are going to skip that one. We're going to be playing against Crawley, who are 14th in the league, and then we'll be facing Carlisle, who are 18th in the league as well. And you'd hope that's going to be 2 good positive results for us. Before we go and look at the lineup we're going to be using against Crawley today, though, let me know down in the comments below, did you get anything football related for Christmas? And if you did, what was it? This is going to be our lineup, though, for that match against Crawley. We've got McGee in goal. Our back 4 is McDonald, Pickles, Wiggett and Hawkins. We then got Jones, Hackney and Kanate in midfield. Burt over on the left, Robertson on the right and Iro up front. I put this lineup on here yesterday and I can't remember why I did it. Vangelis, I think, is out because he's away on international duty. I think that's why we've made these changes. Past James did this, and current James doesn't remember why past James did it. It was yesterday. There's been 24 hours since then. I've been to work. I've been asleep. I don't remember why I made these past decisions, but hopefully we're just going to trust past James and assume that these were the right decisions that we've made and that this is the lineup that's going to help us win against Crawley. As I mentioned, we haven't even conceded in the last 6 games. I think it's the first time ever I've probably got the Steam achievement that pops up at the bottom, which is to park the bus. There is a park the tank little Steam achievement you can get as well. I don't know how many games you have to go without conceding before you get park the tank, but it'd be nice if we could go and get that. We're just going to drop this back to key highlights as well as we watch this match, as I mentioned before. Let me know as well, do you guys watch this on key highlights, extended highlights? How do you play Football Manager? I've always played it on extended highlights, but that is just because I like being a little bit of a tinkerman and I like having a look and seeing what's going on, constantly making tactical tweaks if I'm looking and seeing that a lot of our long passes are going awry, or maybe our short passes are getting pressed too much and that sort of thing. So extended highlights will really work for me. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Sometimes you do end up getting a lot of highlights. They can be very long matches. Good ball tackling. Good ball tackling. Ball won back really well there by Hawkins, who then sprays it out over to Burt into Iro. Iro is through on goal. He had a shot. I thought he'd hit that so hard that he just completely missed a goal, but it has gone out for a corner. So I'm guessing someone got in the way and blocked it. Kanate going to be taking this corner into Pickles. Once again, we've got a head to it. We've got a second head to it. Then Callum Jones putting that one in the back of the net for his 6th goal of the season. And we are 1-0 up against Crawley and in absolutely fantastic form. I am really enjoying this save with Forest Green. I mean, we had a look in the last episode on Friday at the club. I think the club itself in real life is really interesting, and I think the fact that I'm really interested in the club has kind of translated into the save as well, and I'm just super excited by it, which is, it's a lot of fun. It's nice to be enjoying it. It's nice to be enjoying a save after being at Grimsby and feeling like I got the stuffing kicked out of me a little bit, to come to Forest Green a few months later and just be enjoying the football. It's lovely to have a good save. We are into the second half here. We are still 1-0 up, and it is Crawley with a free kick just outside the edge of the area. Going to be swinging that one in, looking for someone to get their head on the end of it. Iro has come back to press that one, and that one is absolutely clattered against the crossbar. We still haven't conceded. We still haven't conceded. We came close, but we haven't conceded there. Maybe we just need to drop back. You might have noticed that we dropped the mentality back to balanced. I am finding that balanced and cautious are working a lot better in this year's FM. I've also just noticed that went forward very quickly. We went from having quite a lot of highlights to having none at all in the second half, and we're in the 75th minute. We haven't made any substitutions. We probably need to make a few of them. Leon Hawkins can come off. James Gibbon can come on that right-hand side, and we just need to have a look. Who have we got tired? Oliver Iro's on a 6.3. He can come off. Jack Marriott, who is on the bench today, is going to be coming on for him. Basically, the entire team's tired. Who do we want to bring on? Moore Taylor can come on for Pickles, I think. Ben Knight, potentially, for Robertson. No, Robertson's all right, actually, so we probably don't need to do that. But Matt J can come on for Kanate. We'll just keep him fit. We'll leave one more substitution for in just a second. We'll see who gets tired the most in the next highlight or so. Moore Taylor standing over the ball here as we look to relaunch play from a free kick, spraying that one out wide for Burt to run onto. He has managed to control it into Jack Marriott. Marriott does get a shot away. It is saved by the Crawley goalkeeper and goes out for another corner for us. Can we score off of this one as well? We've already scored more set pieces with Forest Green than we ever did with Grimsby. Matt J going to be taking this one, swinging it into the box, looking for Moore Taylor. It is nodded away by the Crawley defender, and that is going to be end of that highlight. We'll just make that substitution we were talking about. Pretty much anyone can come on. Dexter Methevan can come on there for Jones in the deep line playmaker position. He hasn't played for a little while, obviously been out for injury. Despite him being out for injury, the Sheffield Wednesday manager has come to us and said, you're not playing him enough. I'm really unhappy with his playing time. The fact that he's been out for 2 months and you haven't been able to play him, we're going to completely disregard that. I'm not happy that you haven't played him while he had a broken leg, which seems a little bit unfair. But we'll let it go. That means we stay in 5th place. We're still chasing those automatic promotion spots. It's very tight at the top at the moment. We're 1 point behind Swindon, who are in 3rd place, and Cambridge in 2nd, and only 2 points behind Colchester, who are in 1st place. I think as well, if we actually have a look at this, we've only lost 2 games. We've drawn more than some of the teams above us, but actually we've got one of the best win-loss records in the league, which doesn't make complete sense because obviously points, but you get what I mean. We haven't lost as many as other teams. Chesterfield above us have lost 4, but they've drawn a lot less as well. I think it's only Cambridge with their 1 loss to Yeovil that have lost less games than we have. Wicket shines as Forest Green win. I thought you're outstanding defensively, Wicket. Thank you very much. The only other thing really that's happened since the last episode as well, we have started getting some unhappiness. Alex Kirk wants to leave to get better playing time, which is fair enough. Joe McGlynn also wants to leave to get better playing time, but that doesn't really reflect the whole thing. He's come to us and said he's never going to be good enough. We've offered to play him a little bit more, and he just doesn't want to get played. Dermot Me is unhappy that his agreed playing time has been changed from being an important player, but realistically, I once again bring you back to this 1 appearance, 3 conceded. He's done that in the cup competitions as well. Let's all think back to the 1st episode with Forest Green, or the 2nd episode, the 1st one with games in it, where he was in goal against Yeovil and he conceded quite a lot there as well. Charlie Wiggett wants more games, which is why we're starting him. And Dexter Metvin as I mentioned, is unhappy with his playing time despite the fact that he couldn't actually play for almost 2 months, which again, I kind of think that's a him problem. We have looked at this guy as well because he looked fantastic, but he can't get a work permit, so there's not a lot of point in me following up on my interest in him. Right, with that 1-0 win under our belts and yet another match where we haven't conceded, we're now off to face Chester in the FA Cup first round. Chester, I believe, are down in North-South League. National League North. So we're going to play that one off camera. It should be a fairly comfortable win in the midweek game, and then we'll be back in a minute for the match against Carlisle, who are in 18th. And once again, you'd hope that's just a comfortable win that hopefully catapults us into the top 3 spots. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have made an absolute hash of that. We're not going to be playing the next match, which is against Carlisle. We're going to be playing the FA Cup first round replay against Chester because we drew 1-1 in that game. If we have a look at some of the match stats, we can see it looks like we were on top for most of the match, but actually this is the lineup we started with. Iro ended up scoring. At half time, we were getting absolutely battered and basically had to bring in the first team. So Iro came on, Kanate came on that side. We took Matvin off, I think. I think Jones came on as well. Kurt came off because he was on a 6.2. And we brought in Pickle there as well. Basically, we've made an absolute hash of it. So, today, our match against Carlisle has been rearranged, and we're playing the FA Cup replay against Chester. For that match, we're going to do a better job this time. We're using McGee in goal, McDonald, Pickles, Wiggett, and Hawkins as our back 4. The midfield 3 is Jones, and Kanate. We've then got Burt and Knight out on the rings, and Iro up front. That shouldn't be exactly like that. Knight I wanted as an inside forward because he can't play as a winger, so why would I play him as a winger? We could play Robertson there. McDonald is too tired to play there because he played the last match and he hasn't really recovered in the last 3 or 4 days. And I think we can probably give him a little bit of game time here. Just means slightly tweaking the formation because of the role he can play there. He just gives us something a little bit different out on that wing. Hopefully this one is an absolute goal fest for us and not for Chester. The first half of the previous match we just played against them, by the end of the first half, they'd had about 8 shots. We'd only had 1. Their 1 goal did come through a penalty, so it was slightly lucky on their part, but equally we didn't really offer anything at all going forward in the first half. We're not really offering a lot now, although we are only 11 minutes in. Big clearance there from them, which is met by our defender and nodded away. But not very far. Burt has a regathered possession here in the centre of the park, and now we can go on the attack. Knight playing as that inside forward, coming back into the centre. Iro in the box. Iro does put it in the back of the net for his 14th goal of the season. Hopefully as well, if Iro plays today and gets a nice amount of goals, then he might regain a little bit of goal scoring form because he started off so well on his debut against Stevenage. And then he hasn't scored a huge amount of goals since. The goal he just scored against Chester in the previous match was his first in over 10 hours of football played. And we were starting to play Jack Marriott there just to see if we could maybe start scoring some goals. Because obviously when your main striker decides that he's going on a barren spell, it does make things a little bit more difficult. Although we did well throughout his time not scoring, it's a lot easier if he does actually score some goals. We're 1-0 up at half-time. I'd like to see us go out and actually do a little bit more here. I'm going to go attacking in the second half. I know we are winning and in control of the tie, but 1-0 isn't in control enough for my liking. Kanate getting the ball here in the box and now trying to find Iro. He is tackled. Ball is launched forward. It is very non-league launch forward, though, from Chester, just as far as they can humanly oomph it without having to concede possession and try and play it out from the back. That was a strange start to a highlight. Don't do that to me, Football Manager. I don't think Mike and Hart can take those sort of highlights. White now squaring it to Hall. McGee does manage to get down and actually save that one and saves our blushes a little bit because I really don't want to be conceding against Chester again here. No offence to Chester whatsoever, but this is not the sort of team we should be struggling against, and I don't really understand why we are. Burton McDonald there, just having a little bit of a mix-up, managing to get away with it, but it is another corner here for Chester as a result of their miscommunication in the box, and launched in. McGee is going to come and claim that one with a very, very safe pair of hands, which is lovely. Leon Hawkins is saying that he looks like he's given everything today. I'd argue he hasn't yet, but we are going to listen to the assistant manager and take Hawkins off. We'll bring Sean Robertson on that side. McDonald on the other side isn't looking great, so James Gibbons can come on, and Callum Jones at the base of midfield. Again, not looking great. Hackney is going to come on for him. We'll make those 3 changes, and away we go again against Chester. If we could just go and grab a second goal, I would feel a lot better about all of this. I'm just looking down at the field as well and seeing that Knight is on a 6.2. That is disgusting behaviour. Sort yourself out. Iro can go over there in that case as the inverted winger he plays better as. Knight can come off. Joe McGlynn can come on for him. And then Kanate, I was going to say Kanate can come off because he's tired. But actually, both of our central defenders are tired. So Moore Taylor can come on instead. I want to say he likes playing on the left. He does. So him and Pickles can switch round. He can be more comfortable over on the left-hand side. And can we just grab another goal? We're dropping back to positive because it's getting on a little bit in the tie. I don't think we need to go all gung-ho in attack, leave ourselves open at the back and allow Chester back into this match. Ball forward there for McGlynn. McGlynn just not really offering a lot in the way of pace there. I would have hoped that he would have, you know, tried a little bit of speed there to get there ahead of the goalkeeper, but never mind, it's fine. McGlynn just doesn't want to score goals. Apparently, he doesn't like. He is a little bit goal shy, and Chester have scored one here. 87 minutes gone, and Chester have just drawn level. What is it with me and cup ties with teams this year in Football Manager? I've never seen anything like it. I genuinely do not seem to be able to win cup ties. This will be like the 3rd team that I've really struggled in the cups with, and I don't know why exactly. I mean, the first one you can put down to me, the first tie of this cup and this round in particular, given the amount of rotation we did, and as it turns out, maybe that wasn't the sanest option, but I don't feel like there's any reason for us to be not winning today. Realistically, you look at the players on the field, and it is more or less the team that we would field for a match in the league. We've been doing really well in the league. You know what this is? This is because I've turned Football Manager off and come back the next day, and it doesn't like being neglected. It doesn't like you turning it off and going away and doing something else with your life. Iro there playing Bert in here. Bert is into the box. Bert has had a shot, and it is saved. It's just not going our way today. Robertson did gather that one up, but I'm guessing we did absolutely nothing with it because the highlight ended. Knight has come off, so we don't need to tell him to ease off tackles, but Bert is on a yellow card, and I'm a little bit scared of bookings now. And we are into the second half of extra time with the scores still 1-1. I kind of feel like, I mean, we are on attacking. I was going to say I feel like we need to go attacking. We are on attacking. I don't know that there's a lot more we can do here. Iro trying to find Bert again. He has found him in the box, and that is just a really poor first touch there from Bert. He has had a second crack at it, though, and it is in the back of the net. It's deep into extra time here. 105 minutes on the board, and Bert has managed to put us ahead again. He made up for that one because that first touch, leaving a lot to be desired, but his second one there, when he got the ball the second time to put that one in the back of the net, was a lovely finish. So, I mean, we'll let him off for that first one, I guess. We can make another substitution as well because we're into extra time. Kanate is going to come off. Matt J is going to come on just because Kanate looks absolutely shattered in the centre of the park there. Been running all over the place like an absolute madman, trying to get us back into this tie. Gibbons there sweeping up that loose ball that was trying to find a Chester winger. wing back, not sure. Matt J played in here. Can he get his first goal for the club? He can get his first goal for the club. Matt J with his first goal, and it is now 3-1 against Chester, and that should be job done. But we have definitely not made an easy go of it today. But they're playing that one into Matt J. Bert just coming alive in this second half, got himself a goal and an assist in the second half of extra time. It's a shame he's left it so late to actually decide to play some football. But, oh, Chester have got a free kick. Please don't let them back into this match now. I don't think I can take it. Iro just trying to run away now, launch some sort of counter-attack. He has got McGlynn in front of him. McGlynn does manage to get the pass, but then is tackled pretty much instantly. He's regained it, passed it over to Iro. Iro with a shot, but it is clipping the crossbar as it heads out for a Chester goal kick. And now full time has come around. It's 3-1 on the evening. We'll say that was a good win for us, but I do question if really we should have just won that in regular time and not needed a replay and extra time against a team that's down in the National North League. Nonetheless, we are through to the next round. We're going to be playing Altrincham, who are, I believe, in the National League. They were down with Taunton. Where are Taunton, by the way? Taunton 23rd at the moment. They are really not having a good time. Exeter are still in that league as well. So arguably, they're having an even worse time than Taunton. If we're having a look at our schedule going ahead, then we have got that FA Cup second round coming up. Again, you would hope we'd win that one pretty easily. I would think the next most important matches really are Swindon, because they are second. It's kind of going to depend where we are, but I would think Swindon and then either Woking or Halifax. Probably Swindon and Halifax will play in the next episode. It's not very, very far away from today, but they are quite important matches. If you have enjoyed today's episode, of course, please do drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Until next time, though, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you on tomorrow's episode. Bye-bye.